Okay, so didn't want to start my homework yet, so I was like, all right, I'll just play a little StarCraft, duh. And well, let's start the Z game. And there's something about playing for the short game that makes procrastination not very effective. And when I say that, I mean that end games end over really quickly, and you realize, oh man, I should probably go do my homework. But anyway, I thought I'd post these under like the title of like short and sweet or something. Maybe post 2 games in the same video, or maybe do 2 videos. I don't know. But either way, gonna open my production tab so Caleb doesn't yell at me. So I started just opening just standard Zerg. So what I've been trying to do is actually, scout and decide what to do after I scout, rather than going in with some kind of preset strategy that could be easily countered. Obviously, this is a very basic StarCraft skill, but I'm still maybe on some of the basic stages. Regardless, I'm winning, so stuff it. Anyway, so let's just look at some boring things, I guess, for the beginning here. I suppose I can always speed it up, but this game's fast enough already, believe me, so it's not a huge deal. And yeah, so just droning up at this point. You see I didn't go for like a 10 pool or anything, went for the Overlord first, which is fine. Sent my drone scout out. Actually, a reasonable timing on the scout. Maybe a little early, but I'd rather the scout be early rather than late, but probably more or less right on time. So he comes in, sees this so pro with this cable television on that supply depot, and then I tell him to patrol, I believe. Yep. So I'm telling him to patrol, and that way he can get the info he needs. And then I paused it because somebody called me. But anyway, so he's attacking the drone, which is not a big deal. I guess you can look at my camera for a little while. Production. This is the key right here. Yeah, see? I didn't see it yet, but this command center is going to be the key, because here's my drone, and I think I come back to him, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, all right, you know what, go up there. And then I'm like, oh crap, what is that? Oh, it's a command center. So immediately then, I go back here and fail a couple times, but the basic idea is to build a Roach Warren. So this had worked before. So basically, if you see the Terran wants to go fast expand, you can swarm him with roaches, especially at this stage, because maybe he doesn't scout it in time, maybe he doesn't have good enough micro, and even if my roaches are slow, they're still going to be fast enough that he's not going to be able to get enough troops with the CC first. I mean, CC's 400 minerals, so I have a considerable advantage there. So I try to save the Overlord. Overlord doesn't die. These are all improvements here. In the meantime, let's see what he's doing. He's building 2 barracks. Let's take a look at his camera. It doesn't have a lot of workers, which is notable, so he's going for a fast expand and 2 racks, which at the same time, I don't actually know Terran strategy, but I feel like that's not an actual strategy, but sucks to be him. Another barracks going down. Another barracks going down. I feel like he's got more barracks than he knows what to do with. I mean, maybe he wants to do like a timing push, like some kind of a thing where he gets like 2 base or something, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, pops a bunch of production, but I don't know why he wouldn't just wait to build the barracks a little bit. Either way, here's what he is doing. The other nice thing is that if you time it right, the command center picks up, and then there's no wall, which is also super nice, because you catch them right in this stage where they're like trying to push out, but they're not completely solidified in either position. So that's good. So let's look at me again. I'm building roaches, and so it's like 5 minutes, and there's not a lot of roaches, obviously, so the timings are not the best on this, but they're coming out sort of one after the other here, so more or less I'll have them like not like super rushed, but and I have enough workers and stuff that it's still okay. So not the best Roach Rush ever. If Josh ever watched this, he'd be like, oh well, I've had a faster Roach Rush than that. And it's like, yeah, that's true, but like I'm trying to make it so that if I scout it and I see it, I can switch right into it. Or from the opener, I could have done something else, say an expand, or a timing with lings and roaches or something, which is generally better against Protoss, or really something like that. So I started sending these guys across the map. I think his scout actually gets here, or he scans it or something. I don't know. Maybe his scout already came. But I did throw it in the expand, so you expand under the rush. That way you can push it into the mid game if you need to. But obviously, I'm hoping to kill him here, because I like short games. And as Caleb always says, it's okay to like short games, or something like that. He says something about how he always finishes short games. Anyway, so my guys are coming, and this is the slow one that everyone makes fun of. Let's go back to everyone's viewpoint so we can see what he's doing. He's got a bunch of Marines. He's trying to put up the bunkers. See what I mean about the awkward stage here? The timing is good. And of course, it's a good thing he wasn't a very good player, because obviously if he was a good player, the timing wouldn't be very good for me, because he would actually be done by this point. But, and of course I could have microed this better, but I just thought I probably had enough to deal with it. So yeah, but if he was a little better, that timing would have been better, more walled off here, and he would have had actual bunkers and guys built. But as you can see, he just wasn't prepared. So at this point, I wasn't sure what to do. I'm like, okay, so I need to learn how to do this. So I was like, attack the barracks. Wait, no, derp, that's wrong. So I run over here. He pulls his SCV, so I sort of try and micro that a little bit. But then I realize he's not actually attacking, he's just running away. So I'm like, okay. So then I like come over here and stuff, and I'm like, attack the barracks. Wait, no, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. Because he lifts them all up, and in the meantime, I morph a lot more roaches, which is the key, I think, to winning here. So then I'm like, this is awkward. So I'm just kind of standing there. So then I'm like, oh, let's just go down and kill these workers now. How many Marines could there possibly be? So then I try to avoid the Marines, actually, because I know they're going to be in the bunkers. And I'm like, oh, snipe workers, focus fire. Kill them all. Kill the command center. And he's, like, obviously in panic mode at this point, which is good for me. And then he's going to try and set these down and keep building, presumably. Or something. I don't know. Yeah, he's going to start training up Marines again in here. But I've got a big conga line of roaches coming on over, so should be okay. He waits for that to take damage until, like, right before it's set on fire, so good micro move on his part, and then it switches my attack to something else. He's going to wait until these Marines pop out and then try to make a push with everything. What he doesn't realize is that I'm totally committed to this all-in. It's not just a harass, it's like, I want to kill you right now. So, look at that, he's even got the sweet mercenary Marines. But I actually just stop microing these guys and leave them here and just come over to these guys, because I figure they just get, that the roaches will be occupied with these. And then I can micro these guys. Of course I get a nice like surround or flank or whatever you want to call it, which is nice. And then these guys just start killing stuff. And I sent the Overlord up here just in case of the ninja, so I was covering sort of all my bases, which is good. And all those workers get slaughtered. Whoa. Flipping and dying and burning. And there's the GG. So there's that game. So that's kind of how I've been able to beat Terrans in my league. You know, by just if I see the fast CC, it goes straight into the Roach Rush. I'm not quite sure how to beat them if they go straight with barracks or something, but I feel like banelings are probably the answer. Anyway, that's that one. I think I will make a second video for the other game, which is also really short. But thought I could share that to Caleb, and you can check on my progress, see how I'm doing, see how well I'm playing. So there you go.